register these young kids to vote, and we have to get out and start speaking up and telling Congress and all the elected officials enough is enough.
I have a 3-month-old grandson, and I'm putting myself in the position, if that was my grandson or my son, what would I do? We need to take care of our children and make sure that everybody's treated equally and not profiled or stopped and frisked. And these are the incidents where our black children are being housed in jails instead of being educated and given the opportunity to prove themselves. When they have a license to shoot us for free and they can get off scot-free, that's sending a message out to other people, because it's not going to stop there. Other people are going to do it and say, oh, I had my right, it was self-defense, and that's not an excuse. But I just want Trayvon Martin's family to know that we are here for him in New York City and that we're praying for them.
But our fight for justice for Trayvon is only beginning.
Yeah.
We honor his memory by continuing the fight against a justice system which mistreats young black and brown men, which makes them feel scared in their own neighborhoods, which puts guns on the streets in the hands of vigilantes who now know that they can fire a gun at an unarmed young person and not face legal retribution. As activists, we must take this moment, we must seize this moment, we must honor Trayvon's memory by fighting against these laws, by stamping out the scourge of gun violence, and most importantly by building a society where everyone is treated as equal regardless of how they look.
I have 3 sons, and there's not a day that I don't worry about what could happen to my son. I have nephews. And you know what? We're all well educated. And it has not changed anything. So I'm tired of living in fear.
But you're going to judge me of the color of my skin. So my education is not even playing a part, because all of a sudden you're just looking at the color of my skin. You don't know the content of my character.
That's the Martin Luther King. I had a dream.
Yes.
How can you look at that trial, go through that, and say that he protected himself? I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, that they got away with that, and they're going to get away with that because nothing has changed. I think 70 years ago, 1955, I think it was, or 49, we had the same thing in Chicago when a young man was killed for the same reason. The cops just killed him because he was black. And then when the time came, nobody was charged, nobody was found guilty. So we just have to hope that someday that will change. Somebody said it to me this evening in a place I was at. We have a black president, but that doesn't mean anything has changed.
Zimmerman and what he did was wrong, but he's not the issue. The issue is our Congress, where these laws are being made. And we often vote, and we don't hold our politicians accountable. So stand your ground law was put on the books so that a Zimmerman can possibly get off. So my issue is not whether I make my son pull his pants up, whether I educate him well. My question to all of America is, we all have prejudices. And when will we take some sort of stand as parents and hold these politicians accountable? Because they're creating laws that kill our children, not Zimmerman. Zimmerman may have did something wrong, but there was a law that was placed on the book that allowed him to go free.